What colleges did you go to?
All right, I went to Napa Valley College.
To Radford University in Radford, Virginia. I went to San Francisco State University, where I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Production Arts with an emphasis in film. And I got my teaching credential at Dominican University.
Right after high school, I went to the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. After I moved to California, I did my master's at John F. Kennedy University, and I did my teaching credential at Sonoma State.
Solano College.
I went right out of high school to UC Santa Cruz, and that was the only school that I stayed at. I loved it so much. So I did my undergrad there in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. Got a bachelor's there in 4 years.
My stuff went to Brandeis, but then it came home, so I didn't actually go there.
I went to University of San Diego to get my bachelor's degree. And I went there for several different reasons. It's a private school. Tuition is pretty expensive, but they offered me the best scholarship by far out of all the schools I applied to.
I went to Smith.
I did my bachelor's degree at Penn State University, and I got a teaching credential through San Francisco State.
Then I went to Solano.
I started out at San Diego Community College. I was there for a couple years, and then I moved to Chico and went to Butte Community College, and then I finally graduated from Chico State. Then I got my credential at Sonoma State.
And then I went to Emerson.
For my undergraduate, I went to San Diego State University, and for my master's, I went to UC Davis.
And then I went to Sarah Lawrence.
So I've been to Sacramento City College, American River College, JC, UC Davis, Sonoma State University, Napa Valley College, Walden University, Southern Oregon University, and probably something else in there.
Straight from high school to UC Santa Barbara, and it was like dying and going to heaven because I left the urban center of Hollywood and went into this beautiful college campus right on the ocean. It changed my life forever. I never went back. I just kept heading north after that.
First I started college in Diablo Valley College, and then San Francisco City College, and then what was the other college?
I went to UC Davis for 4 years, and then I attended University of Phoenix online for 2 years.
It was over in Nevada. Indian Valley College, and then Sacramento City College, and then UC Davis University, and then Dominican University.
I started at Northwestern University and did a junior year abroad at the University of East Anglia in England. I received my Bachelor of Arts from Northwestern, and then received a Master's of Arts in Film from San Francisco State University, and my teaching certificate from Sonoma State.
When I got out of high school, I started at the University of Pittsburgh. And I went to school there for about a year and a half to 2 years. And then I discovered that college was really expensive, and that it doesn't make sense to go to college unless you actually know what you're going there for. So I wasn't really sure what I was doing, so I took a few years off. I spent about a year at Penn State studying forestry, which I liked a lot. I'm very into trees. But I discovered that forestry degree was mostly preparing me to cut them down, not to protect them. So I lost interest in that, took a couple more years off, and then decided to go back to school to be a teacher. And that was probably about over 30 years ago. And I went to the University of Oregon. And so that's where I finished up both my bachelor's degree, got my teaching credential, and got my master's degree.
It took me 15 years before I got to go to college. I went to Napa Valley College, and I went to University of California, Davis.
I attended the University of Southern Mississippi, University of New Orleans, University of Innsbruck, and Sierra Nevada College.
And then I went to Sonoma State while I went to Sac State.
I started off as a math major and computer science minor, and then after a semester of that, I realized I made a mistake.
I got a BS in design in costume and textiles and went on to work as a costume designer at Sacramento City College for 10 years.
My undergrad major was psychology, criminal justice, and sociology.
At Davis, I got my degree in Spanish, and I also studied biology. And at University of Phoenix, I got my master's degree in education and my teaching certificate.
I started off as a math major and switched to computer science, where I spent most of my time.
I started as a journalism major at Northwestern, and then I changed to an English major.
Oh dear.
Metamorphic.
Okay.
Really, really fun.
A long, windy road.
This is maybe a little vague, but valuable. Priceless, even. I wouldn't change the experience I had for the world.
Enlightening.
Enlightening.
Enlightened.